بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
May God's peace be upon you. This is Lesson 8, the Epistemic Method for Religious Believers. In this episode, you'll learn how to customize the epistemic method when discussing and thinking about the subject of religious beliefs with people who hold those beliefs. When you begin your investigation, you'll first ask, do you know if there is or isn't a God who created the universe and has a relationship with humans? Because there are so many absurd concepts that go for God these days, we want to channel their focus into understanding God as the transcendent reality which created all time, space, and matter. After they give their answer that they do believe in a kind of God, then you clarify, what God do you believe in? It's important to understand them exactly the way that they understand this concept themselves, so that you don't misrepresent or misinterpret their understanding. Third, after they've clarified what concept of God they hold, ask them, is there a unique benefit or harm from believing or disbelieving in that concept of God? It's important to ask this question to help overcome the relativity of truth which some people hold nowadays. Some people believe my truth is true for me and your truth is true for you. But by getting them to explain an objective benefit or harm in holding the belief, you force them to generalize and universalize their belief system for all people. And if it turns out that there is a benefit or harm, and the belief turns out to be true, then it's important for you to know about it, so that you could reap the rewards and avoid any hardship. After you get the answer of the benefit or harm, then you ask the person, how confident are you that your beliefs are true? You could give them a scale between, say, 1 to 100%. For most believers, they'll say they're 100% sure. If they're 100% sure, 100% confident that the belief is true, it would imply that they have a strong reason for believing it. And that brings us to the fifth and most important question. You'll now ask the believer, what are the reasons which make you that confident? What are the reasons that led you to know that this belief is true? In general, most people never thought about this. They never thought about why they believe what they believe or why it's true. Some common answers people might respond with is, number one, faith. They say they just have faith it's true. But you'll have to explain to them that faith is not a reliable epistemic way of finding out if something's true or not. Here's why. If faith made a belief true, wouldn't that make the beliefs of all different faith groups true? And if it was that case, then we would have a multiplicity of contradictory deities, which would be impossible. So because of that, we know that faith, it might indicate a true desire, a longing for the divine, but it does not clarify for certain if a belief about the divine is true or not. So it can't be used reliably. Another common answer people might give for why they believe is because they've seen personal miracles in their lives. Seeing miracles, if they are true miracles, is also not a way to justify beliefs you have about God being true. Why is that? It's because people from various different belief systems and faith groups experience miracles or know of miracles that have happened in their lives, to them or to other people. And if that miracle made their idea of God true, then again we would have multiple contradictory gods. So just because you witness a miracle, it doesn't necessarily follow that your beliefs about God are true. Thirdly, people say, well, I was born that way, or I've been this for so long. Just because you were born into a certain tradition, or just because you've been following something for a while, does that make it true? No, of course not. That would make all the different belief systems that people are born into true, which is another impossibility. So these three main reasons why people believe their beliefs to be true are not valid or reliable methods for finding out if they're true or not. And helping someone investigate and explore these is very important for expanding their intellectual horizon and recalibrating their journey perhaps to God by following something that does have stronger evidence. So sometimes you might actually encounter people who believe based on evidence. If they present some sort of evidence, in that case, you say, okay, I'll take it, I'll look at it, and I'll evaluate whether that evidence is valid or not. So if someone gives evidence, write it down, record it, go research it yourself, see what other experts have said about this evidence, investigate it in full. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's your duty to find out the truth. And if there is evidence, no matter where from, that leads to the truth, then you should follow it. But not all evidence is equal. Some reasons put forward could be absolutely wrong and not supportive of the conclusion. So that's when you're going to have to get into evaluation and weigh whether it's good or not, and then help discuss that and think about it with your religious interlocutor that you have had this epistemic investigation with. Lesson review. When conducting an epistemic inquiry with a religious believer, you're going to assume the role of a co-thinker. You're going to help them think about these things. And you'll do it by asking questions. Number 1, do you know if there is or isn't a God? Number 2, what kind of God do you believe in? Number 3, is there a unique benefit or harm from believing or disbelieving in that God? 4, how confident are you that your belief is true? And 5, you'll ask, what are the reasons which make you that confident? Practice assignment. When you're discussing this subject with someone, imagine yourself as an intellectual helper. You're a co-thinker, a co-discoverer of the truth with that person. So go on this journey with them and think honestly and openly about these questions. Thank you for building a Dawah culture. Remember to subscribe, share, and join me in this conversation by commenting. You have my love and respect for Allah's sake. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah's peace be upon you.